candles? I need a volunteer. Don't all jump up at once for lighting candles. All right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go, you. And then you're not going to like it. No, I'm just kidding. Anybody want to volunteer to light candles? Anybody want to be voluntold to light candles? Anybody going to raise their hand? Oh, come on, Susie. Let's go. The girls aren't here tonight. Okay. I'll get you a book if you need. Welcome and Shabbat Shalom. And if you'd like to follow along on page 4, you'll find the blessing as we look. One more.
There we are. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
You are welcome to be seated. Nate, you want to come help? Sure. Our upcoming bar mitzvah, how long are we now? What do you think? It's June. You're November 9th, so it's June 7th, 6th, 7th. What's it? 7th, right, 7th. So June, July, August, September, October. We're on the 5-month countdown. All right. So here, I'm going to move over here so you can have the official podium. Yes, you're thrilled. Nate is celebrating his bar mitzvah the weekend of November 9th, so I think it's actually the 8th. So we are exactly the 5-month mark here. Very cool. He is ready almost, to be honest with you, and you're doing all right. And we've been working, and it's good to have him up helping out. So welcome to everybody, new and veterans. I won't say old because that has its own meaning, right? And we're happy you're here. Please make sure if you can stay, and we'll have a chance to introduce one another. So page 5, you will find Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in Shabbat together this evening. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashared, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If you'll kindly turn over to page 11, there you will find L'chuna Ranana, our hymn that welcomes in the first part of our Kabbalat Shabbat, that our service of welcome of the Sabbath. Page 11 as we join together. L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Nekadma fana bitoda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu. Bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, ladonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, ladonai. Giel gadol Adonai, melech gadol kol Elohim. We finish the psalm up on page 12 by the arrow. Arba'im shana akut bedor v'almaram to'elam avheim v'heim lo yadud rachai asher nishbati v'yapi im yevon el menuchati. You'll turn over to page 14. There you'll find the words Yismechu Hashamayim right by the arrow towards the top of the page. The heavens and the earth rejoice. It is Shabbat. Not only do we take a break, but the idea of creation taking a break as well is an interesting idea, but certainly celebrating that sense of rest and that connection to God in doing so. So page 14. Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Umelo, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Umelo. Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo az yiranenu kol atzei ya'ar lifnei Adonai kiva lishpo ta'aretz yishpo tevel b'tzedek v'yamim b'emunato. You'll turn over to the page 17. There you'll find the beginning of our Psalm 98 as we read together in the English on the left side of the page in the bigger print, the 98th Psalm. A psalm. Sing to Adonai a new song, for Adonai has wrought wonders. God's right hand and holy arm have brought deliverance. Adonai declared deliverance as nations looked on. God's righteousness was revealed. God dealt faithfully and kindly with the house of Israel. The very ends of the earth saw our God's saving power. Next page. Call out to Adonai, all the earth. Break out in joyful singing. Sing to Adonai to the music of the lyre. Lyre and voices making music together, with horns and shofar cries. Trumpet the presence of the sovereign Adonai. Let the sea and all that is in it roar. The earth and all who inhabit it thunder. Let rivers clap hands while mountains sing in harmony. Greeting Adonai, who comes to judge the earth, judging the world with justice and the nations with truth. We'll turn to page 20 by the arrow, the last few lines of Psalm 99, as we raise our spirits and our attention to God by the arrow. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. page 21, you'll find the 29th Psalm. And its theme, as I always love to point out, is the voice of God. You'll see a commentary on the far left side of the page and more commentary on the far right side of the page. But the psalm really reminds us that it is sometimes a challenge to hear God's voice in the world around us. Shabbat and the quiet of Shabbat gives us an opportunity to listen for Kol Adonai, the voice of God in the world. So page 21, we have the custom of rising, of standing for this psalm as we join together. Page 21. Mizmor leDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, Ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, El hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayishaber Adonai et arze halevanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon vesiryon, kemo ven re'emim, Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, vayechesof ye'arot, ubechalo kulo omer, Kulo omer kavod, Adonai lamabu yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you will find Lecha Dodi, our hymn that welcomes in Shabbat, the Sabbath, as a bride or queen into our midst. Here we have the custom of doing the first two verses on page 23, the middle verse on page 24, and the last two verses on page 25. And then you will see the note for that last verse. The custom is to rise and turn towards the entrance, which for us is in the back. I will give you a reminder as we welcome in the Sabbath bride or queen, as the mystics did and do to this very day. So page 23, we join together. 2, 3. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi dodi, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor habaracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof maaseh b'machshavat chila. lecha lecha dodi lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela middle 24 hitoreri Kiva ore kumi ori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai Allah yechnigla lecha lecha dodi lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela 25 in the middle. Yaminu semol tifrotzi v'et Adonai ta'aritzi yarish ben partzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala. We rise. Penei Shabbat nekabela boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzala toch emunei am segula Boi chala, lecha dodi lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela You are welcome to be seated. We turn over to page 27. There you will find the psalm for Shabbat, each day having a psalm associated with it. And here you will find the psalm for Shabbat, Psalm 92, as we join together. Mizmor shir leyom ha-Shabbat, tov lehodod l'Adonai, Ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha balelot, alei asur v'alei navel, alei higayon bechinor. Mizmor shir leyom ha-Shabbat, tov lehodod l'Adonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Ki simachtani Adonai b'fa'alecha ma'aseyedecha Adonai ma'adonai. We continue over on page 28, once again by the arrow. Tzadika tamar yifrach ke'erez balevanon yizkeh shetulim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva teshenim verananim yihu le Lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri tzuri velo avlatabo. Page 29, if you'll read with me in the English on the left side of the page, our final psalm, Psalm 93. Adonai is sovereign, robed in splendor, girded in strength. The earth stands firm, not to be dislodged. From earliest time you were enthroned. You are eternal. The rivers rise up, Adonai. The rivers raise up their roar. The rivers raise up their waves. Above the roar of the vast sea and the majestic breakers of the ocean, Adonai stands supreme in the heavens. In your house, beautiful in its holiness, your testimonies endure, Adonai, for all time. Eidotecha nemnu me'od lehavetcha na'ava kodesh Adonai liorech yamim. Those reciting Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it over on page 30. Again, those reciting are welcome to rise and join with me. As a congregation, we have been using this Mourner's Kaddish in particular as a way of remembering those who lost their lives in the attacks in Israel, the Hamas attacks in Israel in October. We've reached, actually, again, it was October 7th. We reached yet another month milestone, unfortunately. So we keep them in our thoughts, and certainly those who are suffering due to that. So page 30, you'll find Kaddish Tome. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah v'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You are welcome to be seated. You can take a seat for just a minute or two, Nate, if you don't mind. So before we go into the evening part of our service, formal welcome of the Shabbat, certainly. Talk a little bit, just for just a couple minutes, about the Torah portion this week, which with this week we begin a whole new book of the Torah. We begin the book of Numbers, better known in the Hebrew as Bamidbar, which does not translate into the word numbers. Bamidbar means in the desert, exactly, in the wilderness. So as you might expect, Bamidbar begins our recounting of the journeying we have been doing, or we will be doing actually, from Mount Sinai into the Promised Land. It picks up basically where Exodus left off, and Leviticus, Vayikra, has been an interruption in the narrative as it has talked about themes of holiness, rules and laws for living as a community, and certainly instructions for the priests. That's been the book of Leviticus. So this week we begin Bamidbar with a census. Exciting stuff. Counting. Woo! Anybody accountants in here besides my CPA husband who's not here at the moment? Any, right? Accounting. If you like accounting or you like math or you like numbers, that parsha is for you because that's what's happening, right? There's a census going on. And it is actually a census of the people for the purpose, really, to be honest with you, of knowing the strength of the nation in anticipation of what? War, really. The conquest of the Promised Land and the traveling as we're going. Not everybody's going to be like, hey, it's so nice to have you travel through our territory as you're on your way, right? So the people know that this might not be a very safe journey that we're making, and they have to be prepared. And so here comes this census, which God commands, and it basically gives the people the ability to know the strength of the nation and anticipation of what might be needed, right? Of what might be needed as we go into the promised land. And it also, interestingly, gives the arrangement of the tribes around the tabernacle as the people journey towards the promised land. So at the very end of Exodus, we raised up, we created, we established the tabernacle, the portable sanctuary that's going to, what we call the Mishkan, that's traveling with the people. And here we now pick up with, now that we have the tabernacle in place, now that the priests have gotten all the rules on what to do with the tabernacle and in it, now we understand how it's going to travel and how the people are going to be arranged to certainly protect it as they move forward. So that's the setup for this parsha. And tomorrow morning, if you're here, we will talk more about the tribes and how they're arranged. That's the topic for the section we'll be studying in particular. But I want to shift to something a little different, and this is the Haftarah. The Haftarah, of course, is the prophetic portion that's assigned to the Torah reading. And every week we have a different prophetic portion. A different portion comes from the book of somewhere from the prophets that's connected in some way to the Torah reading. Well, the Haftarah partnered with this week's Torah reading of Bamidbar is taken from the words of the prophet Hosea, or better known as Hosea, right? And it describes the relationship between God and between Israel through the metaphor of marriage, interestingly. Now, you have to remember, we're just picking up from Exodus, if you think about it, and it makes a sense that we are talking about the idea of connection and covenant to God. And as we are surrounding ourselves around the tabernacle, this Haftarah is reminding us of our connection to God, certainly. But it describes this relationship in the terms of, again, a metaphor for marriage. Now, anybody who's been married before knows it's an interesting metaphor to have, and that marriage is not necessarily an easy thing to describe in just a few lines. It is a process. It describes a relationship, and most importantly, it describes one that has to do with love and respect for one another. And in the Haftarah, this connection between God and Israel is described as one of love, of devotion. But what happened? According to Hosea, and in Hosea's time, which is much later than the biblical text, than the Torah text rather, Israel is likened to a spouse who has unfortunately betrayed her partner. It could be his too, but in this context, it's displayed as the wife, right? Israel is like the spouse who has betrayed her partner, and that infidelity has led to a sense of estrangement. That's the metaphor that Hosea beautifully uses, actually. And we can all understand, you can even think about it in really negative terms, but you can understand that when you may have an argument or a disagreement with a spouse or a partner, and you go, I'm aggravated, leave me alone right now. Yes, I love you, but, right? So we can understand what the dynamics might be. And of course, and thankfully, ultimately, the relationship we know will become strong again. And this betrothal that Hosea, that the prophet likens to God, which for us in that context is the covenant between Israel and God, will one day be renewed. That's what the meaning, that's what the prophet is talking about. And what's interesting is, how do we start off with the Torah portion? What's it about? It's called the book of Numbers. So if you, again, don't look at it in Hebrew, if you look at it in the Greek or the English, right, it's about numbers. It's about statistics. That's what the Torah portion's about. Now along comes the Haftarah, the prophetic portion that goes with it. And what is that all about? Emotions. We have statistics, the cold, hard facts, and then we get, the other side, emotions. And through this metaphor, Hosea offers the radical notion, especially for that time and place, but even for our time and place, the radical notion that God has feelings, right? God feels betrayed is how the prophet explains it. Hosea's words paint for us a picture of God feeling hurt as the people's lack of faith and connection is maintained. Now, one can balk at this idea, arguing that God is far above the need for expressing emotion. But Hosea, I think, provides for us a very wonderful and accessible view of God that's relatable. Again, relatable and accessible. It portrays God in a way that we can understand in our own human being connections to one another. And what happens when we turn away from our spouse? Well, pain and unhappiness can happen. And so when we turn away from God, teaches the prophet, we bring pain and unhappiness to the world. And when we embrace and enhance our relationship with God, our partnership is marked with contentment and happiness. That's the dynamic that the prophet sets up. And I think it's one that's quite beautiful, but he does it in such a beautiful way as to remind us that emotions can speak to us. And it isn't just about the cold, hard facts. It's not a contract. This is a covenant we share with God. It has an emotional import. I am yours. I am there to protect you. I'm here to be with you, says God. You be with me. You are here to help me make the world the way it needs to be. You are a partner with me. And so that's the dynamic we see. The Haftarah concludes with very beautiful words which may be familiar to you. If you've ever put on tefillin, the phylacteries, right, on your arm, this is what we recite as we do so. It's Ve'erastich li le'olam. It's a series of verses. I'll betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you to me, capital M, for God, in righteousness and justice, and in loving kindness, and in compassion, and in faithfulness. When we recite these words from Hosea, as we wrap the tefillin around our fingers, is when we recite these verses, the words really are there to remind us not that God is a person, not that we see God as angry or God as happy and jumping for joy, but we remember the qualities that represents, the qualities that every person has to have in order to create a meaningful relationship with both God and with those all around us, the relationships we have with human beings who are, again, made in God's image. So think about the prophet Hosea. If you want to have something to do on Shabbat afternoon tomorrow, it's a perfect thing. Pick it up, find it. Find a Bible somewhere, look it up on the internet. You can find it there too. Read a little Hosea, read Hosea and see what you think about it. But I think, again, it is a notion that we don't often see in the Torah of this kind of relationship, again, with the metaphor of a marriage. And I think it is, again, a beautiful context for us to celebrate Shabbat, to see that relationship with God as a sign of the covenant we share with God. And with that, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and one that is filled with relationship building with those around you, and most certainly with the divine. With that, we're going to go forward on page 39a into the evening service, and appropriately, we begin with the words, Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, praised are you, Adonai. We are calling out to God in the relationship we share with God. And we answer with that sense of praise towards God. So page 39a, if you're able to, I'll ask you to rise as Nate comes forward once again as we join together. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You are welcome to be seated. Can you do me a favor and open up the doors? Just slide them open. If you will kindly join with me on page 39A on the English on the bottom half of the page, this is our blessing of creation, of God as creator. We give appreciation for the gifts of the world around us. Page 39A, let's read together. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule with us be forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umavir yom umehevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'aravim. We join together on page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amchavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shachveinu u'v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu, v'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. V'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Bechol levavcha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha, vehayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom alevavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, Uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshoch becha uvkumecha, ugshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtaftam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. We join together in the English on 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We turn over to page 44. There you'll find Umalchut Tov Ratzon leading up to Michamocha, our words sung as the Israelites crossed the Red Sea and made it to safety across the other side. on their way out of Egypt and out of bondage. Page 44. Umalchuto beratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe uMiriam uvnei Yisrael lechanu shira besimcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nohorati lodo seifele Malchutecha ra'uvanecha Bokeayam lifnei Moshe Ze'elianu v'yamru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed V'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov Uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 45, you'll find Hashkivenu, our prayer that asks for a sense of shalom as we end our day and hopefully begin a new one and look to a brighter tomorrow on the morrow. So page 45 in the English, let's read together. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Amen. Page 45 on the top on the right side. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Ushmor tzeitenu uvoheinu L'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata v'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Towards the bottom of 45, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 46, we rise as we join together in the singing of Vishamru. Again, our passage from Exodus reminding us of our connection to God through the sign, the symbol of Shabbat, the observance of Shabbat together. We join as Nate leads us. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam, oti leolam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את שבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את שבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish, middle of 46. Yitgadal v'yitkadosh shemei Rabbah bi'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kariv, Vimeru, Amen. Yeheshmei Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam Alal Me'ol Maya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shemei de Kudesha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran mi'alma, v'meru, amen. You'll find the silent Amidah for this evening beginning on page 47 through 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts, meditations to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated. page 54, you'll find Kaddish Shalem. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba v'alma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyamechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari ve'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam alal me'ol maya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'imeru Amen. Titkabal tzeloton uva'uton dechol Yisrael kodam avuhon divi shemaya v'imeru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. Ohoseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru. Amen. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru, Amen. You'll turn in towards the back of your Siddur on page 173. There on the far left side of the page in the small print, you'll find our prayer for healing, our Misha Barach for Cholim, for those who are ill. I have a official list here, but if you have a name you'd like to add after I read off the names here, you're welcome to raise your hand or stand up and add a name to our list for those who are in need of prayers for healing. And we will then join together on the prayer on the far left side, again on 173. So this evening, as we prepare to sing our Misha Barach prayer, we keep in our thoughts Daniel Eliezer ben Tzvi, Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisraela bat Tzipora, Shulamit bat Binyamin Umalka, Chaya bat Avraham Basara. We keep in our thoughts Dan Siegel, Danielle Rice, Gittel Glasser, Ari Sanders, Ariella Alfieri, Bill Bucks, Estelle Lurie, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Diane Hickey, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Lori Kahan Simon, Nadine Hyman, Ed Tansky, Irene Friedman, Gary Kramer, Arthur Stone, Diana Saltzman, Victor Alfieri, Francis Haber, Michelle Stupak, Caitlin Weathers, Danielle Santini, Julia Bernanke, Teresa Timmons, Esther Rowe, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Hannah Lipman, Gary Hutcher, Deborah Haggerty, Susan Aller, Megan Contigno, and Natalie Kogan, and any other names we add at this time. Anybody have any names? Any others? We keep them in our thoughts as we join together on page 173. Mishe beherach avotenu mekor habaracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe beirach imotenu, mekor habaracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema to everyone in need. As we are in the closing period of the Omer, this is the period where we count from the second day of Passover all the way through to the holiday of Shavuot, which begins Tuesday evening. So we are on the final countdown in the final week, in the final days of our counting of the Omer. I will tell you that last night was number 45. Yay! So you can guess what number we're on. Only a few more days, but if you'll turn back to page 63, there you will find our bracha, our blessing for counting the Omer. We will read on the top of 63 in the English and do the blessing in the Hebrew that follows. And our Siddur is not that friendly so much. You have to kind of turn over and look for numbers. But if you want to put your hand or your fingers in the right page, again, you will find the next night, you will find number 45, right smack dab in the middle of page 70. We'll read for the next night as we get there. So I'll ask if you're able to kindly rise as we join together in the reading on the top of 63, followed by our blessing, followed by page 70 for our counting. Together, I am about to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer, as it is written in the Torah. You shall count from the eve of the second day of Pesach, when an Omer of grain is to be brought as an offering, 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha-omer. We turn over to page 70, right in the middle on Sivan 2nd. Today was the Rosh Chodesh. This evening begins the 2nd of Sivan. We read, Hayom Shisha v'arba'im yom, Shehem Shisha Shavuot v'arba'im yamim la Omer. Today is the 46th day in the counting of the Omer. That is exactly 6 weeks and 4 days as we count the Omer. We hope that we can make each day of life count, even as we count the days. This is the statistics and the emotion that we talked about earlier. We count, but yet we need to make sure we make that counting purposeful, meaningful, and with a sense of spirituality behind it. So together we say Amen on that. As we turn back to Aleinu, I'm going to ask Sam if you will come on up and help your brother with the doors to the ark in just a moment. Nate, if you'll go and open up the parochet, the curtain for us, as we join together, page 56, there you will find Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adam, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, umoshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, Ushchinatu zo, begov he meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efesulato, kakatuv b'torato, v'yadat tahayom v'hashevota elevavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim, b'shamayim mima'al, v'ha'aretz aretz mitachat einod einod al kenekav elcha Adonai Eloheinu liot me'er perketzecha hagel. Ki ha-malchut shelcha hi olamei timloch bechavod kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad u'shemo echad. You are welcome to be seated. Nate, you can sit for just a couple minutes if you want. We turn over to page 58. There you will find Kaddish Tome, our Mourner's Kaddish. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening, we keep in our thoughts those whose yortzites occur today and in the week that is coming. Siggy Morsel, Bertha Davidson, Sarah Brandman, Molly Davis, Hyman Vygotsky, Rita Alexander, Harry Clayman, Jacqueline Headley, Esther Levy, Rachel Bragg, Anna Schmeier, Edwina Rubenstein, Brian McCann, and Rosalind Tomberg. All those reciting Kaddish Tome, Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it over on page 58. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudisha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. You are welcome to be seated. All right, Sue Arkin, do you want one last time before you step off the board to read announcements? You can say no. She's looking at me like, are you kidding me? Really? All right, I'm going to do them. And there's a reason I'm going to do them. No, there's a reason I'm doing them. No, you're not. Well, then I'm going to usurp you by saying, oh, yeah, I am. Oh, no. The editorial is he's celebrating a birthday on Sunday. I'm not saying what number it is. Get away from me for a minute. You may be older, but I outrank you.
I don't know about that.
I do. I want to hand you, actually he doesn't because he does building and ground, so I wouldn't have a place to work if he wasn't here making sure it still is standing up. Harold is celebrating a birthday on Sunday. Are you coming to class Sunday? Oh, good. We'll have to really sing happy birthday. Do something. And I think that is worth a little bit of chocolate. So although he protested, I handed him a Hershey's Kiss. And I think anybody who's celebrating, I'm not asking what number it is. You can volunteer if you'd like. But we want to wish you a very happy birthday on Sunday. And I think the most humblest prayer we can add on this birthday weekend for you is Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday. I wanted to make sure you got your due. Do we want to do it now, or are we going to do it? Because I know you're coming up, but this is a big birthday for you. You won't be here. Okay, well then, you want to get it today? Can we get it today? Oh no, I got to find another piece of chocolate. Hold on. No. Hold on. Oh no, I got for her. I have stuff for her. Don't worry. All right. Here's what we have because I know what her number birthday it is. Right? It's a big one. Am I correct? Yes, I am. I'm not saying what it is. You can say what it is. Okay.
Do I get that many pieces?
No, you don't, but you do get more than he does because he's a youngin'.
Oh,
Right?
and I guess I'm
You're a little older than he is.
little
You rank. You have seniority of everybody. Can I say it's number 80, right? It is number 80. I think that's well worth 2 pieces of chocolate. Thank you. I knew it was coming up. I didn't know if you want to get it after or before. Some people are picky that way, but so I'm glad you brought it up. Oh, really? Tonight? Oh, you didn't tell me that. Now I know. Okay. So we have something to celebrate with in the back. Yay. That's wonderful. Thanks for bringing it to Shul. But I think we certainly owe Linda, who, if you don't know Linda, she is one of our teachers on Sunday mornings and works terrifically with our kids and is here on Friday nights and participates in the life of the congregation in many, many ways. And so we want to wish you a very happy 80th birthday coming up. And together, I know, it's hard to hear that, isn't it? She wears it well, by the way. She wears it very well. Yeah, so Tom's agreeing. So we join together. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy, happy, happy birthday. And you definitely have to join us in the back for cake. Is it cake? Cake. Okay, we have some cake in the back. With that, I'll go back to the beginning here. Our Friday night oneg is sponsored by Irene and Lee Friedman. I knew they were planning to come, and I just got a message right before that they were not going to make it. So we thank them virtually and from afar. And if you have a chance, you certainly can call and say thanks for a lovely oneg. Tomorrow morning's Kiddush is Tiffany and Alex Gleish, and Brenna and Bradley Gleish are sponsoring. So if you like to eat, come back for the service tomorrow, and you can have a little tuna and egg salad and the usual fixings and celebrate Shabbat with us. This Tuesday, as I mentioned, begins Shavuot, the holiday, our third of the festivals of the cycle. June 11th, Tuesday evening. Join us for Shavuot, our holiday observance. We're going to start at 7 o'clock, and I'm excited to announce that Fred Leffert is going to teach our first 45 minutes or so, first hour or so, on a session on Pirkei Avot, on the ethics of our ancestors from the Mishnah. And those of you who've been studying with him online, you've had some of that, so you should enjoy that. And then I'll follow up with a second session, short, on some sources related to the holiday. And we will have in between all of that and during lots of cheesecake. So if you're a cheesecake fan, feel free to come back for some cheesecake and other desserts, cheese and crackers, some things to eat, and nosh while we study from, say, 7 to 9 or so, give or take. And if you can only come for the first hour because it gets too dark and you want to get home, you can come from 7 to 8, stay to 8:15, and then you can still get home before it gets dark these days. I will not be upset if I see you and you walk out as I'm about to start studying with you. I will not take offense. I will be happy to have you here as much as you can be here in the evening. So plan for that, 7 o'clock this Tuesday. Wednesday morning, if you are home and can help make a minyan, that would be great. June 12th, 10 a.m. is our Shavuot festival morning service. We will be reading the Ten Commandments. That's the section we read. And we will be reciting Yizkor during the memorial service during that service as well. So if you can free and can come help make a minyan, that would be terrific. Keep in mind, the office is closed. It should actually be Wednesday and Thursday for Shavuot, the 12th and 13th. Those are our days of Shavuot. And it says Tuesday and Wednesday here, but it's Wednesday and Thursday. And looking ahead, just so you know, if you're calling into the office, have some business or something you need taken care of, we are going to be closed. The office will basically be closed Monday, the 17th through June 21st, the Friday. So the next week, following week, Monday through Friday, the 17th through the 21st, we'll monitor phones and email, but the office itself will be closed. I'll be out of town for a part of that week, and Siobhan will be gone for the week. We have coverage spottingly, but again, if there's emergency, leave a message. We'll get back to you. And if you need something before then, take care of it Monday or Tuesday. Book club is June 23rd at 1 p.m. in the Davis Social Hall. You can talk to Michael Krause about the book and about what that's entailing if you're interested. Turning Points, my class will meet this week at 9:45 as planned. Sunday, we also have Beginning Hebrew with Fred Leffert at 11:10, right after the class. Is he doing Tuesday evening? I don't know if he's going to. Is he going to do 5:30? I'm doubting he's not.
5:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, probably not 5:30 to 6:30 since we're going to come here at 7. It's well before sundown, but my guess is he'll shift things and probably not have the Zoom class and instead come study at 7 here. Finally, we have some birthdays in addition to our other birthdays. Michelle Brin's birthday is today. If you get a chance, give her a call. Harold, again, Sunday, thanks for letting us have some fun with you. Happy birthday. And Melinda Boyd, who is actually going to be a new board member, her birthday is on the 12th. No anniversaries. Nobody got married this week in June. I wonder why. It's the Omer counting. But we do have one other unfortunate sad announcement. We will be having a funeral on Sunday morning, actually it's Sunday at noon, at the cemetery graveside service for Florence Rosenberg. She was a member here for many, many years. Her kids grew up here. I know she's certainly the aunt of Barry Zander here in the back. And so we extend our condolences to the entire extended Rosenberg family. Again, the funeral will be at 12 o'clock on Sunday. So that will not affect classes unless you need to leave a little early from Hebrew. But my class will go as planned, and then the funeral will be at 12. So just please keep that in mind. Dress coolly. I think it's supposed to be kind of hot outside on Sunday. If you're coming, maybe bring a bottle of water with you. And we will certainly celebrate the life of Florence, who was 95. So I think she led a good and long life, and we will again celebrate her life and give comfort to her family. With that, we're going to conclude, and I thank Nate for helping to lead this evening. You are 5 months in counting. You're ready. He's getting there. So Paige, we're going to end with a little bit of Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom before we head back for cake. We'll do some Kiddush and Motzi prior, so if you are new to the routine, please come back, join us. We'll have a Kiddush over grape juice and wine, and really briefly, and our yummy challah. I have a feeling it's nice and warm. Yes, Barry has warmed it up for us, and it's yummy to eat, and some birthday cake as well. And we will continue our celebration of Shabbat together. So without further ado, we will end with our now world-famous song, Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom. And what's the last word? Can you remember? Oh, we'll say it. Hey, there you go. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam bim bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom to everyone, and a happy, happy birthday to our birthday people. We'll head in the back to do a little Kiddush and Motzi. And please introduce yourselves if you are new to the scene.
I tried.
Try, but I am not letting you get away with, sorry, I'm doing announcements. And not letting me have some fun with you. So, happy birthday. In honor of your birthday, I'm gonna do a funeral. It happens.
Actually, tomorrow. Tomorrow is my dad's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yep, he would have been 107.
Wow. Pretty good.
Yep.
Trying to meet some new people here.
Dude, Muncie. Sue, let's do Muncie. I'm hungry.